This week on tech-byte, we're at the Chattanooga riverfront with my friend Sergeant Miller, and they're going to show us how law enforcement and first responders are using drones in everyday life.
tech-byte, sponsored by Epico's Comics, Cards, and Games.
This week on tech-byte, our friend Sergeant Miller has brought in some of their drones, and we're going to talk a little bit about how law enforcement is using these drones in everyday life. So, Sergeant Miller, thank you for coming. Thank you for bringing this cool stuff. What is it that we've got here?
Yes, sir. Thanks for the invitation. What you're holding is our Brink Lemur 2. It's our tactical drone. This is what we use for SWAT operations or any type of operations that require an interior search. We can send this in before exposing one of our officers to the unknown element.
Okay, now you said you can get in. This will actually knock on the door politely?
That does not do anything politely. This carbide tip spins and will actually shatter glass.
So that gives you eyes on a situation before you send anybody in to the unknown, essentially.
Correct. This one is the Brink Responder. This is what we're going to operate our drone as first responder program with. This one has GPS on it, so it won't let me fly inside because it can't pick up the GPS signal. And it won't let me fly into objects I don't need to be flying into because of the obstacle avoidance. Has a camera, has a thermal, has a payload drop, has a loudspeaker, and this one also has a cell phone built into it so that I can communicate with people on the scene as well.
So we're in an area where people like to hike, people get lost, even though the trail says, please don't go this way. People think that means I should go see what's this way.
Correct.
Somebody gets lost there, you can send this in before you deploy.
However many personnel we have that it would take to find a missing hiker. Gotcha. I can send this over in the air, cover as much ground as we need to on a battery.
And how fast can either of these go? I know this one's more interior, so speed's not necessarily the most prevalent thing, but how fast could that get to someone if it needed to?
On average, the nationwide average is from a drone launching to on-scene time, given its radius of 2 miles, is about 30 to 35 seconds.
So you fly this over, you find our missing hiker, they're stranded, they say, I need a first aid kit, I need water. You basically have almost like a Google pin, and you can say, hey, they're here. It flies back to you, you load it up and then send it back out, all within a few minutes.
Correct. It has a Picatinny rail on top for the payload attachment. We can drop EpiPens, we can drop Narcan, we can drop bottles of water, basic small first aid kit, whatever they need while search and rescue crews are working their way to them.
So what is the significance of them being made by Brink, and where can I go get my hands on one? Because that's obviously my next question.
You can't. These are only made for first responders, police departments, fire departments, emergency management. They're made in the USA because the other drone manufacturers are banned by Tennessee state law that I can no longer procure or purchase them.
I can't go get this at my local electronics store because they're only available for first responders.
Correct.
Well, I think that's all the time we have for today. Sergeant Miller, thank you for coming and showcasing all this stuff. It's really cool to see what the future of law enforcement may look like. It may actually look like the science fiction movies we watched growing up. There may be Judge Dredd type responders out there one day. But if you have questions about today's episode, please shoot me an email. You can find all the information about Brink, the manufacturer, right here or in the link on our website. So I'm Patrick Moats with our friend Sergeant Miller. Thank you all for watching tech-byte.
tech-byte, sponsored by Epico's Comics, Cards, and Games.